gmail.com. Milarepa 101. Sorry, just give me just a minute here.
Oh, but we need to make sure we can hear it, and I have to I'm gonna go get internet the chicken and me say so digere extension cord ni go gre so ye data digere zo log yo mare tika chere chu dang cheka nga na chik ni tu na dang mo ina lena ini yang cerang so yang tesedila tanah ya borawa sama dila tanah de yang ta yang nanti ta kona deni oh ya
Ina due
ina due
안내 된지가 그렇습니다. 안내 된지 그런데 왜 이나
我大东这次口开在那
이나 자 가.
Hello.
Hello.
코드.
야,真是你的，要不想多。呀，上节就当做节就弄了，让就把这这些那个新说，今天上那节做了，并且上节这不的时候，上节就当。强求把这当那就是节那个新说，今天上那天做了，并且上节这不的时候，上节就当说节就弄了，强求把这当那就。那个新说，今天上那天做了，并且上节这把的时候，嘛，那我那年别是见他们节对吧？ 对别就他那边就接动啊，他动啊，就他这边就接动，还没别的话，他们这边就接年人小了，当年了那边就是接嘛，那话他年别是见他们接的话，他对别就他那边就接动啊，他动啊，动还没别的话，他们这边就接年人小了，你当这边当年了那边就是接嘛，那话他年是见他们接的话，他对别就他那边就接动啊，他动啊，就动还没别的话，他们这边就接年人小了，你当这边当年那边就是接，但呢，他们那这边去那么大。 군범 때 가서 작자들 제종도 있고 종인 봐. 어때 작자들 제종 다 시금을 봤어요. 지상 정보 홍보를 놓아. 홍보지 다 지상도 주세다 맞지는 거. 홍보를 어때 되다. 대고 니베시제 봐. 니베시 죽소미 와카 티나제 어떤지야 그거 다 된다.
Skaalati shortep 죽som. Shigomre para. Nato. Ati di lola nan tato. That it has on top. Okay, sorry. So Di go di charsona Shigamrepa.
Shigamrepa son Jia, ta Shin Jia go. Ronchung Repan Jia Sasona, told the Fiji, Shigamrepa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, that helps. So continuing with the 100,000 songs of Milarepa. So we completed the meeting with Shengong Repa, which was chapter number 24. Let's see. Shengong Repa Tamasuna. Sorry. What we finished was Rongchung Repa, which was chapter number 23. And the next is chapter number 24, meeting with Shengong Repa, who was a bombo. And the story will come later. And he was also, in the end, one of the 13 close sons of Milarepa.
Oh, then that she go Repan Jive go Namon go Jisu Milarepa in Chasa Dorjee don't you Dava Yadimola, Sejin Toronto, Karo, Muchi Gentle on the DJ Deb de Long Tang, Yang de Lanso, Ima Zong Jie, Najabakawa, Jibin, Lujan, Kudajan, Jessica. 常见就这生意节不把这件的就弄就面对中国人说不节不是就节做了别那不能个别前年查菜都是节做的呢别当下来去做呢送了就对了就说有个不给完就说那么就别基本个让他那去把这东西说不是这边从前说把你现在马上把它确实我在几岁没了查菜都这东西可能学过我查菜都这东西的呢 con da se stata dan kan ro pomo che ji chin long kan che ne na ji dan lam lo pa kyo di chin ni char cho par son sa sa de char cho te par son na lam lo pa kyo de ji mun ga re yo sta so so yang ta be lam go to ge re se long kan na re es
So it was at a time when Milarepa was staying at the Drakya Varsha fortress, and some Dakinis came during this time to give him a prophecy, saying that what is it? So some beings have entered the wrong paths, but they will enter into the genuine path, and in this way the benefit of beings will be accomplished.
남제 자미 소이네 고주라진 추남다진 라마라 추테나 sombe korala gen yedunga chapoje ne sinde de chi khang ja go pa mi ban do na me song ba dunga tsana so an ma zo ban do me do ne chi wa zam te chur ba da be te pian be chu he hue so be ji zu ke chu hue ne won na te hin song ne ko na re da mo be be ku ba ye yo me xian ke mi ni ba che bo te re chung sen ne be po mo mo zo te de chang ne sha to ku ne dunga pian be chu ji zu ke ne ke mi pa de ko na sha be tu dunga me yo yang sa be sem na chu be dunga so la mi ba yang do be ke ju to de be su je ji ba xue su be ji su ke de yun de ba gong na da de ba gong ga bo shu la chi go zong ne te ne on ta re on na da yun de ba do ba la ga bo chi ba la me sha tong chi ba xue ke be ji zi le xian do ma gong de jia jia jin na wang da ma lang ne do de na de chuo de ba ji be zi wo re pa xie cha ba te xin chung wo ta ji tu ma la re pa te te ta kan ro long tian gong pa pe du lam ga te lu zi so re is lo zi wo这就是没了，小啥人们叫他通呢，台巴街这可能是什么来铺，我真的他妈那老子就是去他妈那，这可能茶壶在把吃，没些别没弄茶壶说他来拍死，这别碰毛毛东西，这别碰毛毛东西多少，这经常拍呢，这在他妈那现在就当空，当不老多些过里，他说什么当都别动啊，没做没做，他拍下就是种老气势。 这老对真的现在没管着好，他去的。我当时他现现在讲呢，对对在东岸门头的，我是没对东岸都大的，他偏的出拿老去，实在了对。真的大偏的出开始来就这样，我这过来是，给我也不做，我是得把帮过来是我这种，我这样对自己就想不起呢，他都在了自我的把是吧？自我的把是，这都在哪确实就把什么就是什么没那这边，那么都在家他是有啥的，他都在家他说的。 多的是呢，什么年龄多的嘞？ 那出不你真啊有的啦，吧？出不你真啊去，都在家哈是说的挺难的，他都在这难，做完了晓得，他自我的把事情解决是。
So then, after having received the Dakini's prophecy and reflected on it, he then Milarepa encountered a shepherd who saw that Milarepa was moving through the air without his feet touching the ground. So then he gained faith and offered food to Milarepa and requested Dharma teachings. And so he received teachings on the four thoughts that turn the mind. And then he invited Milarepa to a cave called the Hidden Cave Sheep Fortress. So then in response, Milarepa gave him a teaching that would be an aid for suffering. So because the disciple said, the shepherd said that I think of the four thoughts, then so much suffering arises. Just we contemplate suffering. So then Milarepa gave him a different instruction on shamatha meditation. And so then the shepherd said, when the mind is resting in a state of shamatha, I'm not suffering at all. But then when mental activity again proliferates, then I think of the suffering of samsara. And then Milarepa said in response that if you are seeking continual happiness, you must completely abandon negative actions and practice the pure Dharma. You must observe the workings of karma, cause and effect. And so then eventually this shepherd became known as the disciple called Milarepa. He became a realized disciple. And so we mentioned before that Milarepa had 25 siddhas as disciples, and then he had 100 and more than 100 disciples who gained a realization of the nature of mind. And one of these realized disciples was Milarepa.
他都在是这就当什么去那路所到的，他都在是出不是那他那路到那怕他亲娘来他亲的，他出不是个啥的，我听的他出不可上你这样有的啦，明白的，我出不都在吃我听的啥的是。
So one, a realized one is someone who has realized the nature of the mind, and a siddha is one who, having realized the nature of the mind, also has brought to perfection practice. And so of these siddhas, Milarepa had 25 disciples and then 100 or more of the realized disciples.
真的，他直播的这边突然就看着拉普别接前边有的松别前边龙点别就是在那中来的那就过进不忙不有就不前不和忙不有把些了红不那么把你差不新的这么的是前边么弄出考虑呀加啦加老家是那红不啦多么上红脚钱那下那这么多钱呢？ 查谁来别给不那黄小清不进的亚他的路那他们做的不起别就有贴的片的分明这去年这穷人错挖过中别不莫那人的去过进步些有把这了这么多进步去跟都别这了穷人错用把卡这些了的呢他就自我的环节这突然是了那他拉普想查控的这是拉帕送的劳动有的是拉不是我这看着农田穷的 看着侬这就是拉普帕的对听侬把出来了，出国前不在，不忙不了，出国前不在哪里？说过他现在说啥子？红包莫大，这莫大对他亚家、拉家、老家，谁的下次说马人罗吉呢？红包去花钱呢？他查啥的这？他身边都是做着去学的是。我听对就是侬把他拍的，莫就错啥的，那个看了。 上万代了，其实学哪不是？就让在出国前不接他，他那这么多钱不去学，他那从上万有啥可的，这这莫是哪不是
？And so then after he had met Milarepa, so that was Milarepa was Milarepa, then again the Dakinis appeared and gave a prophecy and told Milarepa to go to a place called Lapuk. And so then according to the prophecy, Milarepa went to that place When I got there, there was a rich man with many sons who were devotees of Burn. And this man had become very ill. And the sons made a divination for him. And according to the divination, as a ransom, he had to kill 100 yaks, 100 goats, and 100 sheep, and then hold a banquet and burn ritual. And so that was kind of the prescription for getting better from his disease. And so then they got ready for the ritual. The sons brought all the animals and prepared to kill those animals. And so at that point, Milarepa met a woman, and he asked her for some provisions. And then this girl told him that in this village, there's a rich man who has become ill, and for his rights, they are doing a great burn ritual. And you should go there to see if you can get any provisions there. So in the past, there was tradition for the Bömpos to offer a blood sacrifice. But this was in the old days. In the present day, Bömpos are not engaging in any such practices.
Oh, the key to the Oh, today that's it. No, control them to change being to a cut. It's just never the chance to Mexicana Tommy to John Bake, take on Nare, Lama, Mirana, Mejibashi, Nashi, you bake, Chi, Son says, Jesu, Ngala, Chin Be Chop. Ngala, Chin Be Chop, Sikala, J. Duzon, Konam Dune, Jibe, Chubo, the Nenderke, Gona member. Da xin do be ke yang Jesu comes in ba chon ne ba ti Jesu xin to man awan jo ne se ba jin ne Jesu na za lan ju de da thon no ke sang ke mandala su ge se ba chima sha sha dong me Jesu chu nga la se ba yu ba de de sang chu ni de chu chu ba che ne sen de lo dang de chu chi nu sam song be ke da ni de chu na me ji song ga hi drop chu chi ji hu nam la chu kan ju se le be wa da ce chi lu ne da Jesu ma sang ti na la ya pe se pe du nga sama zero konto mars singa to mit be zar chi bje na di us te lavris te labi jitu nga sama zero chi te nga man ro lavris te jitu konto sama je de lu se ne ba ti ton li ko te ba je de te jitu be jitu gang pam nga train sani ki masre train sani me je indu nga la tu je sai san chi ma dang te chi res o jitu ki chu nga te ba te yo ba ya bo res tem ji sia bon dos o te je te ne ta nga ze ni ne ze cha ya Chona zira, Chona needed Chana, Chuchi to Sarabezi, Laris, and Chuchi, the missing us of Hutsama, Chuko, to Luchi Jinzi, or the Jitu in Tani, Chasapsi goes, or the song is.
So then Milarepa arrived at that family's home of the sick person, and he asked for provisions, and the family said that our precious loved one is very sick, so please leave now. And Milarepa said, I can go if you wish. I'm just asking for any leftover food you can give me. So they collected some for him. And as soon as then the sick person saw Milarepa's face, he developed great faith in Milarepa. And he asked Milarepa to look on him with compassion, and tears welled up in his eyes. And so he asked to be healed. And Milarepa said, generally, it is very good that you have that much faith in me. It is an excellent, auspicious connection. But if I can free you from this sickness, will you be able to let go of this life and devote yourself to Dharma practice? And then in response, the man said, if you can free me from this illness, I will do whatever you say, and I will practice the Dharma. And also my sons will practice the Dharma.
Jisu ke gompa la kan ro dong ten ke long chu de la jor be ga ro ge la jor se be sin je tong yong wa chen de Gando una yatang de long de nam si ijung pimpen no ba le mi de nam seta de jo ne chulang nam ne ro ta be king ye chi sen ne chulang khala mo zong be da chula me mo be de mo pa mi be de hong rang la mo sen ne hong bo nam ba nam de zong xie ten ye chula pin be chi zo zong be de ne fu chi ba na hong bo me xian zo yang shou be chu gan zi chuo sam zong me ji su ke ti ke yang chuo de chi ni de la sang de ren zhou mo bo pin me chi mo bo pin ju mi ben e ba cha ba chuo mo ta da zong xie zong tenez, ça dit tu caro non tiens ta des fois c'est l'entour des fois du caro qui va dire ça c'est non tiens de rien de qu'on ne tenez ça ta tiens sim tiens de aussi mais看到有嘛是这说怕什么其他当时真的其他那啥吵架今年起过是这种的事情就给这经常大看摸下我这里真的啊出息了才把没事红包什么发有事这老人是不能真的他对红包面把他在红包人都怎么样毛包是这说怕当时啥就真的也想查查结果是这老人是这老对可能会解他红包中的那么个人都真正嘛的是老人是的那就让这人都的上层毛包偏到小嘛红包在面把头怕当时听没把唱这个话真也少了结果是就是这种人是
And so then Milarepa realized that this was actually the people he had to meet according to the Dakini's prophecy, who said that there would be someone who engaged in negativity and who would then be transformed and act with pure virtue, and that there would be a benefit for beings. So, so then Milarepa said to them, if you kill all these animals for your blood sacrifice, it will only harm you. So therefore you should release these animals. Then I will use a method that will definitely free you from your illness. And then he asked what religion he's devoted to. And he said in response that I do not disbelieve in the Buddha Dharma, but I'm a devotee of burn. And so then Milarepa said, that is very well. You can send away your bambos and healers, and I will do a burn ritual that will benefit you. So then one of the elder sons said, is it actually permissible for the guru to perform a ritual while the other bambos are here? And Milarepa said that it would be fine, and that he would recover from the illness, but everyone else should be sent elsewhere.
今天今天把从那边他的那边东北新鲜的红布面把红布球杆给面把当面把那面那从藏北人州从那从面把从那就是把从嘛就青浦西吧，因那现在都弄了球呗是，他那把的去那边从那以前的他面把的红布是把当小时。这种的是当时的他运动体没特殊，咱们对他那把些啥啥的是他没把的人州这边上嘛通松是，那就是讲通嘛松这些啥啥的上嘛的东岸兄弟是。
So and then so then the sick man said, we will do as the guru says, and all the ritual performers and the healers were sent away. After they were sent away, people were talking and wondering if the rich man had already died, since they saw the distraught healers leaving. So they thought maybe the rich man has died.
真的那把那么说当今这个什么技术啊，就个几把绿当也说美国，你去红去球杆的用上呢，就了红样天天伸手，就这些那些外籍边国这种说是他他妈老啥呢哈，那把是但那边切是开的过来，是对他看也没中国的。
So in meanwhile, then the sick man asked what things need to be gathered for the guru, and then the judge said, for this ritual, no ransom and no materials need to be gathered. Listen here to my burn ritual. And then chanting a song of the Dharma, put to a burn melody, he sang this song of realization, of giving examples of the 21 family members.
说样说呢，那么怎么接唐波来接怎么些别从嘛来切成为有蓝色这边就完了。 对别风波了，看不懂口头别重播节，那这边三啦，才作为东西这一块那错下的，连娘们滚节些也，连他娘们滚节些，这边看了才作为实现几天，那边看了怕呀，蓝天做了别，一根大队送别呀，马拉用那天做了别，每日三七八毛别那错用提些别出。这完了，不周你点的了，就你就莫能写错几种，就是你去谈吧，用三错你去找你用三错，穷为就算了，娘莫接这些东中，也若送家出群中，东来东茶街群中来了些家。在研究三张的不汤不的三错你去咱你不落马里巴耶，你送不那个也能也都懂得三把你接在黑浪。萨瓦面的了当为扎拉亚的了个米来上面的些人都晓去到这让都也在去当反正的某这些是当时某人的了企业啦用给你这些有点弄把你的了些你让对边的这些到处羡慕现在这因为没头头啊当属于你了我的给别些这参加的的确起来工地去给就是没嘛就来让天路把出生别出去养老等那个出去接点穷我那顶地球年间他那个生出个小时上天那这边些那年那想天天那路一来没去的那边的你把我在那看那看给片在那红当莫汤红姐姐这些年就是没事什么他公农房前当那么给片莫马go铁把电波电也电莫go别见些讲求我去了莫别莫那样学农山莫会这那么开片莫马眼就马也可是的电着就你了可是那片草地把个的这把人过没把的给的你接着着起莫得接的不接什么不马开片现在上头你去找你不莫是没上莫是没可别从马咪边的可的莫也拖着老马人出别特别些常常这别可是些个常常你见没给他表面贴件蔷薇一些啦一些破啦那么呢也来这些雨啦见那些让来扎啦罗呢他这种级别让一天这门头级别你这个节穷几天就几点东个来中共节东个来中节公司让西当西当没得了也对不啦多家去去马对不啦demo没这个了对去我这农村啊，江南东区长多有几人来去，让都看这都来去，我这边有个马木街的烟花下新这处这些的路边啥也能，现在前我所下对呢，这边亲家我坐在这边都想我当了。罗非这些梦年都写的我写起梦所下罗巴的那边写吧。那边的西巴乌，他那年就是某些的，那年某几红节节刚上某红不一，土豆当不我嘛。那农村的他现在土生工别路都节，他们在上面学我，就这些烟通去了些，小些米别铺街都那些来破啦，那呀没嘞。些拉我出去，这些有垃圾把人都给捡多些，都给捡多开始去，让你扎啦老婆那些，现在当开路节中，今天去几点年当都没人陪，这做了些公用的。农儿公中碰色的，这些人说难把那西当面把那也都叫了东西一些，我那当多下群众，马对了，什么东北进都些，这么特别这都对了，那么当主这都去。我这张出家的不拉，东西一些插入到唱作有机在来了，切出一些大大。上头有个马木拉人，我那到烟旁边接着脚进，没人看，人都来了，咱们先前小时的人家当现在了，生病东边这东，东这有那才得了东，这有那才得了东，悄有那才得了就是你。什么你同那节也坐下点别说节同那种主那对这面亲家眼别红节。他会弄烂在把米弄下眼别红节多，梦眼头的红节多，这个羊头红节呢，都俺研究，我妈的节经常他们去红节多，这边的把去把红节那边的东西那边的把我上次你学咱你我老妈的出边你来出了当地三不困吧。当时这块说多些的这些东西，社区的去把些些。听头说他说呢，穷没当了，几乎这个些穷黄钱的， 就是花钱不日不跟你们吃米中为自不了，提把人个押进度，就得些也楼阶这电路中间，唐头就让这人所作为东把你现在这些土上马的些让人也先大大的走到了，跟了下把些那么开别莫嘛的莫会理解。同克的走各种沙漠红布的，他比你接大穷的红口，古上坡了，这块人个呀接做龙口的，那块龙军个人啊扎了，就得些也路接做这个的些坡了的农村的，这也做军啊谁接莫买了谁米些也常接的在这。说来吧，老当你学的这个主把我空气的路呀送不。红你养别人莫些先把工钱一些那些些的不这的做了你接做空间这你这边做下钱那做些也包括运的就公平送节弄堂里边了在就们没他的这从我的红线那做就没有现在红你养别奴就从中做几个做亲密些没些不然娘做上不特热金娘接送就下巴当红你养别看上最这种特别中间最那所冲击龙先不老子一些啊也做从啊肉金从马肉金苦当街七不的没把公拿冲写的不觉得就联系拉马拉碰错不送错别中不行门啊弄通拉马拉才能估计做啥种心情可如完整把拉昂不当没没这种新年谁东你拉开把人谁东你拉开别拉马拉着家娘为接在中对全部送为给龙给对了谢谢他别也让中就这些别红包了导演通着下降见面呢就是见面多边呢就是那地方新不是在中对吧中边那天那个那边我对说上他们那公巴了这些年节都是中没打工被贡献了他们那强求没了中出下中什么学龙没把了贡献特别年中中那突节人没有没突节学习没把了年呢再见再年呢节再见再见中几天先落康萨了小米在这长在就几乎做过几次七八烂对马出也所说中出去向前面把了这些你节在莫中在狗点别莫把了那么见你在中给我真米天天那就这买他请把中天天中就去把了这批你节开马中来当不七八了长通车节最多的中娘们吃米用米那就那就连他们啊吃下中都恐怕那么那多么长米对不对对吧在那多么来把其他那么呢马给多么几个节些拉那么节的个看啥当中节切破了呢这吃球这边是最走了从这破大从美中从美中之前长辈东巴了几个那个这公中听着见龙都老碰了托了三米伢这从这块都是谁主把了东着那个么伢就中秋风看这茶把了每天做被穷人中感觉多钱的公把了推公把去做那些中用这边就把了做了这边那小中才行了被他老马拉偏拉古拉偏别在这把中的那些的口气把了古拉可别吃把中是你马托东前了节前这东节前这中你们开起来研究了拉红前切穷老把中有钱些穷公马了就穷长些个把首先从交朋友了加上左边长过中我的眼睛别摸马了去对刚铺中就这东北看啥了到现在龙就马中跟对脚底没把了让人去像这种现在甚至几把了的木马的来把中气球这样讲什么几把了可多呗下过中对这家没把了过那中呗下面中几米让你们去把了下米差不多中没做中在这些把了平民都被我对中图穷帮老婆七八来碰到特别能看中长了都被跟前差了都别人我们那今天们拿做是是忙中做我跟我的那所边马着看开没着别看把的拉单后面那起空那空出空中去破身那金马那做新活的别说把从这点方面看咋了进来呢 雷我中看娘妈看个人顶拿了那手下绿羽马中和米面切几把拉子这都结束所中长松三手忙波跑马来下堂堂下几别八八中将米前他几把拉的些你米就那中就拉罗佩个人米拉些下米通通的下个中就拉些球几别看咋啦那种年他跑下中或者身前忙波啦就接着下接去接下那滚那中心把滚前一些那滚啊长着往些中中啊一些往这中一些东北些叫啦看看看看咱们这强的中这陈村面米包滚那中些长了有的做吧做他下来所谓强了从多么里边的结巴不但那说也那上节从那年所说那光小门我也那修那么做节见对口接着陈也刚这不的现在给侬子怎么他滚龙怎么他滚龙可把这话子了就可把这熊些三马让啦让都去就得工作他们节点啦跑跑让啦就被些个就马上把那马过马来年冬真的说那么说吧说咱沙碰啊接着路线的大伙上坡那把看那熊毛给不说吧呢那就尊重也天天毛龙就在那就跑马没把它当马来年那就东坡见一天的那熊在那弄这把没别去过也才能做么起在那种那这人们也些了中的这人也些了你们那就是咱们用这些也在那玲珑动在那跟着那所别看播音咱们用到么动在那先知没别说的起可把东北马南的红的水也红结红三说你学着你别什么用那红结通金巴用那红结春那把用那红结这这个咱们这领导人就你强给那就咱们这些托给咱们这些么子你往中间中呢咱们进咱们这前边叫他们写的这些么大概啦咱们就快起来的请他们这起来的搞我记住那每天也一般当面那个的个把我记住我啥情况的这种但是那啥的他同大的穷样的马来巴的牛毛同样的他是说穷个人穷人现在他在怕人着急啊在年龄这种家呢他是现在这种那啥是差个人是他听着我是浪他是忙不休闲多别的咱们这有了我听着的事情都说完他同大的我听着这是
So the song is quite long, but so the meaning of the song is that the reason why you are sick is sickness arises ultimately from ignorance and the afflictive emotions. So therefore, the best ceremony or best healing ceremony is to engage in practice. Then you will be healed from your illness. And so that is the essential meaning of the song. And aside from that, there were just many examples in that song.
我真的就是给其他的当时弘扬的从这边那把的说你把的没得用或者给些当时把个说把都没把都有没那么几个老都我那么说的其他基本都现在呢就是那没几特别这把错办就是我在可能基本上就是其他现在那把差的这基本上那么长别个我去有没说给我们的说其他切我啥的是很穷我就是这把全部错不了
And then after Milarepa gave his blessing in this way, then the family and everyone present was overjoyed, and they realized that the Buddhist practice indeed had more blessings than the Pen practice. So they developed faith in the Buddhist practice in Milarepa.
我接触江南的那个大内摩西去大我的大喇嘛才的提前那把那里喇嘛一个那么喇嘛才那么求红嘛一把求一把都打俺红了么把印度的他求了么把印度没打破那中国就把学生为接触给那的可能当会接不中国的学把那俺给红的红不用天西把些有把这接触了 you temperature Maji, the bottom Nigeria temperature to be done, say down number done, young, do look on the chipper, on she choga chibis, Simjan, so go back Germany, don't you descend Hakuna, Chibi, Chise, thanking Yamadobe, Mando, Dichana, Chibando, Betana, only young Chuchi says, was in it, that never take Tadichinan Gorse, Homorim, Churin those, the home church up shields at the Koran, Fuji, or Fujibote. Was in it so much Unkoshukis, the Lavestin on Fuji, Tangim, Hombo, and so much shaded at Tawana, etc. What is that? Hombo, the Chuni bodies in the windows, drove that chalat, the Chinan to Madame those. They Hombo to the Hadunas, Simjari, Martin of Hugores. They not to Timado stand. Tetan, Germany can have Chilen cuts and Jichak and Hondo stand. Tanga. Not true teachings. What it said loud is.
And so then at that point, the man who had been sick said that everything you have done, and so in this ritual was not burned, it was Buddha Dharma. Therefore, I now develop trust, devotion in Buddhism. And please allow me to enter and all my sons to enter the Dharma. So then the man and his 8 sons all entered the Dharma. Among the sons was one son who had previously trained in Bön and knew about all the good qualities of a Bönbo. He was probably also a monk. And so he also developed a faith in the Dharma and in Milarepa. And he said to Milarepa that the words and the appearance of the genuine Dharma and the Bön religion are similar, but then there is there's a difference in their compassion and activity. So he said that at the time in the Bön religion, at the time of death, there's a sense of fear, and we rely on worldly deities as our objects of refuge. But then you will not gain any confidence at the time of death. And so therefore now I will too turn from Bön and practice the Dharma.
That's Chavati Tanga Jisu Chichat, Chiro, Chis, Yapsano. So you can do Jaganda Jaconde. They don't want Lamana, that she gonna repass it. Chonre, studying university, some Shigore Paiwa.
And so then that son, that monk, then became a disciple of Milarepa and also an attendant of Milarepa and received all the empowerments and instructions. And he then later became known as Shingon Repa, who was one of the 13 close sons of Milarepa.
What a purpose is okay, Jisuti, Quarter, Drumnet, or Drubanyam Lanchi, the Shapok, Punchibachi, the Jimon Kurval, Patarbat and Chonges, what in that it is on the Dodek, so the Wore Passet, Nivis, Higon Repanipon, Jive, Quarter, Salamo.
So then the father and his relative offered service to Milarepa, and so in this cycle, then, so in this way, the father and sons blocked their ways to the lower realms and attained the state of liberation. And so this is the cycle of meeting Tsivo Repa and Shingon Repa, who was one of the realized the close sons of Milarepa.
Oh, then Rechuma Jiv started Chuma to Karisana. Rechuma, the Tajitu, Kazante, Tacho Nistanga, Laibat, Seji, Nivesi Juxum, the Sumo Chess, the Euro, Sumo Chess in Hanse, that Rechumatri, Kazanga Majun Tama Mountain Roson, Tarechumatri, Tada, or Tarechumat is.
Kasakaratoson?
John Talman Bomb set the Kazangaman, Promoting Roson.
Mhm. And then next we come to chapter number 25, which is the meeting with Rejungma. So we mentioned before, Milarepa had 25 Siddha disciples, 8 heart disciples, 13 close sons, and then there are 4 sisters, 4 female disciples. One of them we already spoke about her. That was Bardabum, and now this is also one of the sisters, Rejungma.
Namo Guru Jisu Milarepa Din Shasere Tuxere Chungdang Rize Jondana Jinsam Joro Ti Chung Chone Marunyum Duma Simjan Zibi Jisu Yepsi Kang Dese Dan Soma Padruba Zibe Nyara Chimbo Chung Joran Jisam Jinyamanam Nyara Tune Yansen Gonsa Jeje Yuba Sajun Ohu Chine Chuto Gun Chung Yoba Bonam Ni Chung Yoba Tone Hidaru Yombe Yinko Chanyo Bajene Jisu Yishi Dayanam Chi Chung Ti Nyamate Namje Nane Jisu Namda So Mechu Seba Sobe Homo Yin Kanun Senta一心看着主吧，这种写了理解起吧的，跟的在堂干吧那边都别提做么级别红蒙啊，堂节这的球迷技术，也是年了堂区别都土他们都他们都两级别过了为前轮的浪说，过的普罗斯。我在觉得这差不多是啦，技术这类配对这，你嘛技术看的是年了前波节的，他提就是老嘛是说，在这把为了是技术节用的是，我在技术节用的呢。提到了在红蒙已经看到其他上的的时候是，我这当真的这当这位红蒙啊啥在这技术工作家的是，这你提起红蒙做我提起他，技术在给他相当于都没都咱们年纪年开始的但年说在接下去，但我的浪的是年纪呢，年纪相多，这做不出我浪的是。
So then Milarepa came to a place called Choro at the Drake border, and it was a place where he was already quite well known, and so many disciples came to see him, and there was a young lady who possessed all the qualities of wisdom, Hakini. And she came with 5 women, and this young lady at the head offered a song to Milarepa, challenging him and his son to see, kind of to test if what had been said about his experience and practice was actually true.
加工小松嘛，加工拉工小松啦，基本接触业界进来接中别的把你把将来图完，那昨天对泡沫节那就妈他的接送，然后么你选择了一节泡沫呢，那这就接着么就把彼此的比如别也从把节从工作节头啦，节头啦下期的把你学吧啦，看这些嘛，看这些给吧啦，马上将来找吧。看这些跟确定这不给中人从那来的人个特别多把这现在看起过了些，现在帮的见把这你们我这些这两我这些居民，这的人这两这些居民麻烦员做给马桶将的查的，做麻烦做有一面这不跟同的中的公共党接讲啊这了，确实大把的他帮了查理过完这这两我这些居民这两这些上面不都给把这马桶将的查结尾查的人钱不完当同的中的。这帮那少林波罗在那自己把这的学业过来在那我在七月米在那养生七月米七的现在就给把那马桶将那查见出头就是从那中的来的那跟你我咱们把你提米今年七把你看那个兄弟们前路看看东把绿了这波中把说把张在说把你就把这个七把在那我在七月米现在在那养生七月米就不嘛或者些我米在那我从来就不嘛七八这米在那用马桶不就学不嘛通话先通话了这里通话给你不嘛说话先米把那这里说话节就是讲你就看那样为样的这边东西样的都结合起咱们的你这里当时米这对他的这样都结合起从都这那些的那些做没些那就是有图我在某看开始呢他路上的这经常看了看的是在马桶呢 Karsana to be a shot that can't share shooting on swords of like don't as a ringo car this meant the such a kind of those. Well, that's a bit in idea. That's a bit of shower. That's in that Rinchen said to get out about Tondajin, Gingo, Gigi, Shumbas, right? Gay, the Shumbas, Tesnina, the Turo Metro, what's that metro? Then the cello concrete, cello concard on them. So about so John says such them. What that's in one such kid with criminal such an only. Instead of sending out to whom out a bit on that man of Charles knows. Jan Duke what she is Jan, because Jan Duke what she Jan Sanjik they don't when he answers in that did not do what she inside is. What in Duke Piget not on out to so troll on those. Jan thing at all little she should last jobs, machine that songs or Montenegro Palares.
So then in the song, the girl said, give various examples. For example, the snowy white Tise mountain is well renowned. And those who have not seen it still hear from it afar. And some say it is like a stupa of crystal snow. But when one approaches it, it in itself is nothing astounding, nothing amazing about it. And also similarly, she gave a few more examples like that. And then in the end said, similarly, you are renowned as great Milarepa and Rinchen, and those who haven't seen you still hear from you afar and say that you're great siddhas, indeed. But actually, when one approaches you, all you really are is an old man and a young man. There's nothing astounding about that. You lie around nakedly without any shame, and you live on food that you have begged to receive, and you both do whatever you please. So actually for us coming here today was of little use. Either you are Buddha's successor, or you simply are an obstruction made by a demon. And so we have decided that you are the first, the latter one. You're an obstruction by the demon. So since you're an obstruction by the demon, our coming here was certainly a waste of time. If you understand this song, then please give us a response. If you don't understand it, then please leave this land.
真的，这做把配备技术些呢，可能说什么的，中间的些农这边呢，没了当嘛，两嘛他们的呢，那么的说，中呢七万圈，让的呢就被开个送就把康健七把你把穷完了，那就是看见了了，两嘛他们的工作，中途总没开让的那么用天从欧洲把七百，七把人让培养这些一种后面的训练通过的种说是，我在技术没来开，可能说什么是上级中间的农点晓得的，这是嘛怕呢？ that the cat so under so. What name? Tia no you can enjoy Joba Kangashi and so on, continue to China, higher one mago, the class under the Tanas, Matamisa Marezante, Gordon and Rechon, Yaram, Joros and a key, your roches. Then, thank God, no risk continue.
So then Milarepa said to Rinchen that this snow mountain, this place is a place, a site of practice that was prophesied by the Buddha himself. So if we do not respond to their song, it would be an accumulation of negative karma, and the greatness of this place would be misconstrued. So therefore, since we yogis sustain uncontrived conduct, we have to respond to this song. So therefore, now listen to this song.
我今天做天天嘛呢，论这种特别上班呢，是特别年别父母年别父母啊，同多呢，同埋呢论的做母牛嘛，我就也买些呢，些买些嘛，我就也买些呢。你的现在穷七八亿，俺们给一年6年没了年就是七八个穷把用的人的，在穷都接查把一年把它谁动，说是那边这边的动。 我让人念多话，可能都是个同的，通过几件都什么小看看这些给把这马桶讲的这些把写的 秋天大波跟同来冲突来自那人口开为要把那要把那些人口开为要把那的我的一节农田因这钢钱下把那不钢钱下把因怎么的吧咱们咱们能给的把因咱们能给的把因先给干那么经啥因些个些个秋天大把天苦路东北破张因在那看的过完的这从俺们的兄弟因的几公钱就把因他大帮的我们点别的我一起出面前冲啥因这都就别前他因定些定些些节年啥因在了我在现在这就现在现在就麻烦所么家把的马路给那这帮所麻烦有面这有所有也面这这我给中的我们就去看完的我们下不去看完的我的给你接农田因所麻烦些马主下吧你接触先就我人家上南边去啥所有面这所有也面这这吧这都前几节保障因就得就在这啦就在大半的都是我们去就因他就去这边之前的去因垃圾汤店不然呢在大帮节今帮的去这我这咱们这黄族因现在没现这下这年子怎么能一些在哪因我这些吧这节目也是些吧这那么长嘛不做给把那马桶站的找咱们说钱不完总的从那来的长的把了别把它的找了帮着不把等我这些你这两天也是拿红笔记，把你用这个长说你这部你这三年你这他这部这啥这那时间把这面这点面这东部上周面这中心超的人不把这钱他长途那些破烂。看着农田面的俺出到那么些穷山现在学过了的工进入把个月我他现在这用也是去把这用的人家这现在的穷个马桶站那上知道那就因为从那从那来的那给经过3米把的给经过3米把的前面那么多是把那人呢这前面今年去把从这裤裆这把你下楼看看东吧就没我啥帮忙看到那兄弟们你们红的下把那这像红嘛多么这种帮忙说话张嘴啥把都用这把就玩意就把这个东吧做了头就把一次但他们这个那这边才一起的去有大朋友或者一起去那边都在中间那些学生有众多艰难的就算一些内容点了跑个一件从前面我最后就算生命面上说了生产那车他就来这3年当中学科多3年突击现中去3年我3的希望颜色的希望现在做那么些天就了起码可把些米把那马可把些东西我把的东西他平他我能就他过那跑把的过了起码新鲜没有问题起码刚才他等着那都这点都从起码同把些米把问题同嘛同米他但他是纯那都起码那嘛同把些米把问题同吧解决他的你觉得嘛用去嘛天把些米把问题点吧你对他点那现在那么的去没去把些米把那问题去吧类似于在其他特别他就去俺们给看的研究嘛这个玩意那当晚一毛个玩的了就那就把刚刚的新年嘛那么老那许就老了松死我在看的是在学点着我在这种在后头准备破障的这种我这去年中他就恰到是我在这种看做这种上级那long点下来的意思我这个种没来的见的种这种的其他他在这开始呢给进我3米吧是他这给发起步我3米吧的前面可能讨西的前面可能讨西的意思我在土老面今年起的从这个过程怕车的意思前路看看都把这他就没我啥听着帮一下对是的看了前路看看懂有吧前路看看懂的了就没跟我啥帮的是就嘛是吧就没跟我啥帮的是真的这是看的路穷路连的咋不是路穷那样子真的这是娘用这考了下的啥的是他路的多么这个面没把这多么重把的就是说把张先生那他底下的什么特别是咋把他这的这种都用是把穷的大的也是吧他真的中国人浪有的真的他经常说他点那么现在点的要不是你嘛看点的年纪点的他那么点的要不是你嘛开始呢我到这你嘛在离开进吧其实他特别他出去呢要不的我真的我当过把两的讲到他说
So then Milarepa sang this song in response, for example, saying that when at this snowy, the renowned snowy white Matisse mountain. People say it is like a white crystal stupa. When you approach it, there's nothing there. It actually is the palace of glorious Samvara. And then the snow mountains that surround it are the seats of the 500 arhats. And then, as you said, that you yogas have no shame. You lie around shamelessly, and that is actually a sign of being free from the conceptual mind. And then you say the yogis go around naked. That is a sign of having transcended the concepts of perceiver and perceived. And we have given up the contrivance of embarrassment. And we both sing little melodies that come from the depths of experience. And then with bodies clad in cotton, the heat of blissful tumo blazes forth. And our craving for desirable things is subdued. And so forth. So then in the end, Milarepa says, so far you have done as you pleased in your ordinary lives. It would be better for you to now leave that behind and practice the Dharma. So then the young lady standing in the center gave rise to great faith, and tears were flowing from her eyes. And then she took the jewel that was tied in her belt and some jewel ornaments from her head and offered it to Milarepa and supplicated him to regard us with compassion and give us instructions. So they then sang the song of supplication.
Dorjee Jingaro Gabajine Choma, the Rajo Marwa Malasa, Rajo Mabekam, the Gabaji Bengon, Sarajin, Jore, Chenre, Malasa, Giberdula Sinachi, Jonato, something Drove, Tochinze was a junior Pari, Pegos on Tola, Danda Homo Buna, Montizona, Masabi, Meluto, Jan, Jiba, Mehajuchi, Ramami, the Regis, Chanabji, Semji, the Tebaji, Gay and Rinchen. Gay and Rinchen, Gola Champion Toronto, the GT Repasilan Bula, Gadi Hachonama, Repachi, Bochi, Namaji, Napaju, Never Hoka, Sorosita. Did that he promotes okay? That's a large Jitangaro Melutop in a church, Yakrama, Chomasons. What in Dutane, Danga to choose Sijins, what in Duchina. Damati Naro cheese, you the Rinpoche to the China Pugins, what the curious thing on the chicken Namtardis, says no cheese, what the curious.
So then in her song, the girl said, although I have found the precious human body, I had not had the freedom to practice the Dharma. Now I'm going to practice the Dharma, so please give us instructions. We offer you this turquoise and jewels. Please give us instructions and also tell us about your life story.
Chu Shan Chi Dogo Shamba Chibi Mimi Nunton and Jambalanda La Chi Meso Chu Dogo Chong Ite Mete He Barashin de Londonos. What I did to China Nurtus on Magos. What in it Kasi China Church in Alama Shamba, so songs. Water Rogores, water Nandams in a Gachi Mambochigo, Numba, Tombatin Jam go to so Galichi to study Mother Touch on Gorn once, take on Gorson.
And so then Milarepa said in response, I have no need for your jewels, for your offerings. If you want to practice the Dharma, there are other gurus from whom you can learn the Dharma who are better than I am. You should seek the Dharma elsewhere. I have no attachment to food and clothing and will wander in empty lands with no humans around. It will be difficult for you to follow my way of living. So therefore, he sang then this song of realization.
Dorjee Chonje la be zero naro jinga ruka ji be ngosa jan pagini maraba lo tawa jo marba mala san ti yetu ye jong amala re ba ye pala mela shirab jense amanya sa ga jan ngara toba ga ba yin ngo ji ne junde meme be ngi mami zo na me be hi mala ti go do ye jume se no ra khang yo ba ak ane ye je tro ngi mami ye yo ho ye sama chi ye do ba chi ku su tu bo simra chuma ji lo na to ba ju ak tab do ju le ame ngon zom kan na da chen ye shu re yan la den sa ngi jen tro ngi mame do ngo re mo do ngar ye mo so da mi na ma yun do cho je re long tong so tu si som zo ba hi ak ane ta da me ye me chim je pon na da nga te je sam pin jo ba ji de lo na ro chen Chenab je lo chu je pune shu pa din lo sin ba jang na na ga ba ji ne chung de ji pa chen chen te ye ru ko ma la de pa lo na lo du da tong ji tu ji zhen ha ko fa san ba te te ye nga ye sang je pa ga di jian je tu je song de yuan ta lo che je na lo sam mong ru chi cham la na ro chu ru ta mi lam ma ye ju ba na ro che ye chi da nga那一些大妈鸡巴呢，也讲来罗曼现在罗也当那边的经过现在说，那就你去在那里去红毛鸡不用鸡头老死，我他就是没来去这种多，他做的他恐怕嘛的，他可能没年嘛的，他拉罗穷港的没有了头发个些，我这说因是怕嘛的没提了，他嘛，我这里他来准备的呢，我做呀这个冲呢，这工作啊的可能就都忙不动种事。我提起了工作家，这这种话那把毛不进，这这就把这的，这马瑞工作确实老抽的大把机，的先开始不错是长嘛新，我提起呢的马瑞去在往交在前部的那罗球肉的往一来说长嘛过了，的真的几部轻松才是他，我他经常做开练着是经常做把那 loss， 我俺老就听着的，这经常都打把。Nonsense.
So then Milarepa sang a song sharing his life story. And so he started with names of his parents, his father's and mother's names, and how he himself at that time was called Tupaga. And then due to the force of karma, his father had passed away, and all of his wealth was taken by force by his aunt and uncle, whose servant his family became. And then later on, he told the story of how he had cast spells or curses upon the people of the land, causing a lot of harm to the people. And later he gave rise to remorse, and then met with Marpa, and then stayed under the presence of Marpa for 6 years and 8 months, and received his Dharma teachings. Eventually, he received the teachings on Mahamudra, the 6 yogas of Naropa, and received the 4 empowerments. And then a great happiness and confidence arose within him. So this was my story, he says, and now you may go.
No, che song be ke jitu ke nam tar cho de me chi te ba jin ne cha se chi go be chue ke ne je be jitu ke ne chi chu bo je chu ni be che la chi no do me te chu chi na ga ban de da yo用这么多同种的空了周外这边过的种说是我他工作他te ba jin他jitu te ba jin nga so他cha no chro chi si gu de jitu chu chi na so chu bo ke bung dong re ste de pe je 갈래 자토고 말에 상태 도르나 어추 지나다 갈래 느려요 센다 생고송 레스.
So then they all gave rise to faith in Milarepa, and begged him to attend and be taken with him. But Milarepa replied that you all are too spoiled children of rich people, and you wouldn't be able to endure the hardships of following after me. If you would practice the Dharma, you would have to undergo hardships like this. So then he sang this song of realization, inquiring into their level of enthusiasm.
Senor du je lu chi la so de hi ban la ban ne jiang so ba ga so ji nu sa bu jiang wu chu de me le ban ne jiang to mo de ro ba ro nu sa chong yu ga ro ban ne jiang me me dong de nu sa di tian chu ji ban ne guo song me xian zi nu sa si de da si ban ne jiang nam chi chi mi gong nu sam nam che che me gun na ti gun nu na nga che ko ga yu na me xiao so sang ha tam na dam ga de yu go wang ta qian la chi so ta yin go ma lo shi.
So then this is the song. I bow at the feet of Marpa the translator, you 5 sisters assembled here. If from your heart you wish to practice sublime Dharma and think you must follow after me, consider this song's meaning and you will get your answer. Through perseverance with resolve and taking on many hardships, can you practice the command of the Guru? Though you have henceforth abandoned your homeland, that prison of demons, can you roam in the ruggedness of mountain retreats? The demon that tethers you, relatives and kin, though you know their harm and abandon them, can you also rely upon a qualified guru? Food and wealth, the demon of deception, though you know their poison and abandon them, can you take on the hardship of scarce provisions? Though you abandon fine and soft cloth from Yu, can you kindle the bliss and heat of Chandali? Though you abandon intimate ones in your homes, can you roam in empty lands with no people? Though you abandon the 8 worldly concerns, can you take a humble position with your 3 gates? Though you abandon taking this life to be permanent, can you meditate on death's uncertain time? If you can do all of these, then come follow me. According to the rule of the Kaji Gurus, I will give you instructions of the secret mantra's path of means. I'll give you the gateway, abhishekas and blessings.
No, tene xie zong bei pomo tena gang gu rang de zong mo zong mo te na re da shan nang ju ge lu hu mi te jie ba da jie ba me rong ke gung ge sen na pomo ma chi be ku be nye me da la me ga hin zhuo menu ba tu mi ba de song da be cha chen ti ba xue zhuo ni menu tu men ti ba se ba xue ji ci ji ci ji ga hin zhuo menu che cha chen da ma xue le dong de pu so o ta ta te ma tong la de sa ding guo ma tong de sa sen ni de lam that the land logic malade because the concept for motor vegares or any data to Tanjung Kit Milurate in a good chance of Santella Pomo Maris, Korean make the Zamna America Madrop to bring those. That in other Mamba more Messages in America, Yamna Chigi is or that in the Titan that goes more on the Gorse Alando, Quindo.
So then after that, the young women rejoiced in hearing his song and said that even though we have been born as women, we have an inferior birth. However, in the all-base mind, there is no distinction between male and female. We have contemplated the faults of samsara, and we are willing to practice according to the Guru's command. So therefore, let us attend you and take us with you. And so then in response to that, Milarepa sang a song. Well, first they sang another song in their confidence of being able to practice the Guru's commands.
Kurenye me zamba la gaji dunga chapo la me gaji ro baraji pa yudu zona da do bana ro chonje nese tu je kunde la da do bana le la ma de an zino du je lu la da do bana ga to chi wo cho zin mere bana jang do mo de ro baraji rong yu ga ro bana me long tong zhan baraji ji kan shu je bana yi go so me chan zi ba shi sin de lo ye sin de da si bana ye nam chi cha me go baraji yan do la me ga hin ro sin de la ma ren bo大家朋友那么个朝鲜去吧学习，个里头就那么学习是不是？我他听过是他的就是把这话在当下的时候就起出来的，我这是什么？当我做这趟朋友的声音呢，强调像朋友嘛的是，我这就是他的个起出来的是，他什么起出来的是我做，我去年是当过是么两次盘就碰到。
So then this girl sent a song of confidence, saying that we can do whatever the Guru instructs us to do. Even though we have obtained an inferior birth within bodhicitta, bodhicitta is beyond male or female. We have taken hardship and suffering. So we have contemplated the faults of samsara, and we are able to practice the command of the Guru. Whatever the Guru's command is, we can practice it.
我谢谢别继续起来见老马公的悄悄的听呢，继续接世界东啊的中秋呢，我们的王堂，我们的那么王堂大马那工作就被我们做么的下中的多么的路。那么的原天人是基本都比莫那些那些都比些继续的冲着女美女的把点每天到些看个活动，那种是冲着女见错别生错别让继续就先的就别什么小众从往都为这些年嘛。刚才继续接从我这来这把老马老在这里继续年嘛那么恐怕进行过这种说是，我真的他继续他来前去老马一把工呢，这父母是说往他大马是哪里是。这父母的做我这他小马做么个多么出自己成的行动是，但俺不让他这个他来讲嘛这说，我这里多么出自己都是，我这届的就是你原天是要不见都是，那你嘛这大方么哪都是都是，哪都是对就是他可特别点不原来名字，这个是有些是，这个是有些呢，他们么的冲这他见突出的那些，这就是有些，我见特别等一次都套，我这里。穷多的是，你嘛这大几岁，我实在先把这了，我就没来不多是。这来不多几岁，没他，你嘛他也没得当是吧？就当有这把老王的民呢，咱们这些当我送的是。
So then after that, Jetsun realized that these were disciples with a karmic connection. And so then he gave them, these women, empowerments and instructions and set them to meditate. And then the main girl in the group developed the qualities of Tummo after only 3 days of practicing. And that is actually considered to be someone who possesses the highest faculties. And that was Rinchen. So after that, however, she became ill. And so then in order to see whether or not she was really able to roam in the mountains and to see whether her faith really was unwavering, then Milarepa told her that she could leave as she pleased. And even though she was ill, she still continued to roam in mountain retreats. She had gained confidence in withstanding adverse conditions. And so then one day when Milarepa was staying in a different area, this young lady then came to see him, where many other students had come, and to see whether she had lost her faith or not. Milarepa sang this song of realization with a hidden meaning.
接了，接了嘛，那了，做吧的，一当那了就是接的时候，天天年嘛，那几天去嘛，旁边贴吧进嘛这些贴吧进去就把他们给就。没感觉我们这边出现有些妈妈些，那里个说就是中间的让上有就嘛朋友他们这种些嘛就今年吧都今年吧中间的说出门嘛就，对吧？现在嘛就去帮上就今年的就嘛人的嘛作为给的，汽车嘛说今年送中头中年的，怕说什么就没些别去了，看看的嘛这种什么就，想到就嘛这边你们上些妈妈就对这块去用年都。就没同学嘛的，特别多些妈妈见就业么，年都就用 나네 마도르나 다당 강가라 마통제 랑조 주동전년의 축하는 이바스나 통일하고네 벨레 我他别强的想的非常别的从大了，他没给就了满zem呢，虽然没有说，他就拉不了嘛的意思。我真正我在经过是，约就是说嘛，那他们这种东西，他就拉不了嘛的意思。我是女的，在他怕不当然的话，他我真的这张的，真的这种嘛的，可怕浪的，他马上讲那么多人，真的那么出头，看这把的给这人头老三姐嘛，用现在真的，马上去年从那过就那是怕种的意思。
So then in that song, Milarepa, in essence, said to the most important verses, if you don't avoid the 10 non-virtues, then don't say you have discipline. If you don't renounce self-deception, don't say that you are keeping samaya, and so forth. So that after having sang this song, Rajungma understood the meaning regarding the Guru's conduct of the Siddhas, and she said, my faith hasn't wavered for even a single moment. Then she offered a song on 15 points of realization.
Numa Sam Jingo La Pacha, Den Sami Jin Simi Chuku Don Simi Chuku Don Beran Yin La, Sema, Shema Mejin Jugi Lujan Tebala, Trohina, Chuka Message, Ton Donge Gejur Chokola, Loso Jamosha, Mejin Simila Hotantuba, again Sema Mezin, Dada Sobe Lama, Nonazam Jermejin, Lama Zula, Tochu Jokor Mejin, Lahan Sanjila, Division Message, Nodana. So then this
is her song. I prostrate to the Guru Lords, to my single father, the Jetsun Guru. I have faith and respect without any break. The single refuge, the 3 precious jewels. I shall choose no other support but them. When taking the key instructions of the Guru's whispered lineage, I will not just patch any terms together. In the Yidam practice of the Jetsun, I will not break the practice of the 4-session yoga. With the nature of illusory appearances, I'll not leave an imprint by clinging to things as real. The luminous nature of mind, I'll not mar with the defects of concepts. Things abiding nature, the object to be understood, I'll not hide under stains of perceiver and perceived. The essence of mind is the innate state. I'll not make it a support for latent tendencies. Mind is Dharmakaya, its nature is emptiness. I'll not sully it with the stains of attributes. Being stricken by illness in this body of 4 elements, I won't put blame on other friends. Demons and obstructions are our practice's friend. I won't seek out divinations or think erroneously. Toward the confused projections of latent tendencies in a dream, I'll not grasp with concepts but cling to them as real. Angry enemies are my gurus who teach patience. I won't think of or act out of revenge toward them. The conduct of the Siddha Guru I'll not imbue with the imputations of analysis. Buddhahood is self-arisen and spontaneously present. I'll not seek out a result other than this. For disciple followers who are worthy vessels, the flow of compassion's river will never cease. Lord Guru, one with genuine kindness, please guide me, a disciple of inferior intellect. Please accept me with your hook of compassion.
真的，大几岁开始，几岁新多年呢？现在就被超，我把这头讲呢，每个他妈妈流浪的这穷把了就老妈讲嘛，开把一边开一边，就是从开种的这穷把了，那这些这穷都这么超，这是真的强开那么做，强开那么做，就么什么做了，我之前逻辑把头光别给大。 他的大娘是那的，他娘是那位大成乐场原天基所，上那么给多块帮助我所说的，个现在呢，开出一把银币给，记住些那么的争气给，就做人的什么的，听从就人的什么的，从啊提倡的，来从马上就被过了，是马老的。
And then when she had sung this, the Jetsun was very pleased and decided that Rajungma was a qualified yogini, fit to be a companion in conduct. He gave her all of the key instructions without any left out. Then Milarepa said to Rajungma, "You are very good at teaching female disciples, so you should look after her." Then he gave her over to Rajungma, who took her for a while as his Samaya companion. After that, she went to meditate in the island of Semodo in precious Sky Lake in the north, where she practiced in complete silence for 8 years. By the end of this period, she actualized the 10 signs of practice, the 8 qualities, and the abandonments and realization of the path in Bhumis. In this life, she went to the Pure Land of the Dakinis. She was one of the 4 disciple daughters of the Jetsun. This is the cycle of meeting Rajungma at the 5 small lakes at the border of Dik in Choro.
that's the person that John Tamama Monte in Jalun shops, several Lechon Man Jalun shops. That's Jimas Yana Salevo on so Jalu shops. The two Simo Beda Mat, Jeton, a Careson Hako Malon, Jalu shop, Kaju Yexos at his man. Kara Gompazo, she that shares Mare. What to do is that one from Hansis, Kaju Yex and Jaluno to the first.
Before the female disciple Badabum had attained the rainbow body, then also Rajungma attains the rainbow body, and later there will be Jnana Salau, who attains the rainbow body, and then there was Milarepa's sister Betama. There is no clear account on whether or not she actually had attained the rainbow body, but she probably had attained the rainbow body and took birth in the Pure Land of the Dakinis.
That's an interesting thing. Also, Guamja, Chons, Mason, Sakoji Mashikago, Liberate, also Guamja, Chicho, that's an interesting Chomas. That I'm a Florida, did what I chance Hako. What then do you sa Purim Panga, Chicago Liberate, Tendu, Sakoji Martin, also Guamja, Chigos.
So then we stopped the teachings here today, and today we will not do meditation, but we will resume meditation again next week when I'm back in Chicago. As you know, I'm still in Florida. Next Thursday, I will return to Chicago. So the next time we will do meditation again.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Dorjee. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you, Drupanla.
Thank